Hello everyone, welcome to HW News. My name is Aarti. Welcome to this live of HW News English. Maharashtra political crisis, the drama of Maharashtra politics. It has been 10 days that it is going on, but now it seems like it is reaching a climax point. We saw yesterday Eknath Shinde took oath as Maharashtra Chief Minister, whereas Devendra Fadnavis, after much confusion, took oath as Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra. Earlier, it was suspected that he might go to the center. He himself, in the press conference, announced that he will not be a part of the government. However, later on, it was JP Nadda who made a video, and he also put out that video on his Twitter handle. Later on, Amit Shah also tweeted about this and said that Devendra Fadnavis has agreed at the behest of BJP President JP Nadda to become the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, as the state of Maharashtra, citizens of Maharashtra need him in the state. So that is how he also took oath as the Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra. Now, in all this political game, political drama, what remains to be seen is what happens with Uddhav Thackeray. Uddhav Thackeray, who was the Chief Minister earlier, resigned a day before yesterday, and he said that if it comes to it, he is happy to resign because he doesn't want his people of Shiv Sena, he doesn't want Shiv Senics to get sort of upset with him. He said if it is what the Shiv Senics want, he is resigning from the post. Now, this happened after Supreme Court refused to stay the floor test that was ordered by the governor. Now, the question is, what next for Uddhav Thackeray? Because Eknath Shinde is now the Chief Minister of Maharashtra. Devendra Fadnavis is Deputy Chief Minister. Well, that is something that we have to discuss separately. But the main focus of this discussion is what next for Uddhav Thackeray, because it seems like the entire crisis that panned out in the last 10 days, it was especially detrimental for Shiv Sena and Shiv Sena's future. So this is what we are going to discuss today. We have with us our managing editor, Mr. Sujit Nair. As I said, Sujit, what do you think? What is the future course of action for Shiv Sena, for Matoshree? Because in the last 10 days, it seemed like Shiv Sena is sort of disintegrating, or Shiv Sena is kind of on a verge of having a vertical split in the party.
Arti, the first thing, see, okay, I am talking politics, so I am not going to talk moral science. I am not going to talk about morally whether they are correct, morally they are not correct. All that is not the topic of discussion today. I am talking to you purely from a strategic political point of view. Okay, na? So that's the first rider I want to make it very clear. Then I will try and answer your question. You see, the fact is Devendra Fadnavis has been brought in as a deputy CM. Now, like you rightly said, that's a different debate for a different day, which I will do in my editorial today. Okay, as to why is it that he has been brought in, and is it going to help? Is it going to harm? Was it to help him? Was it to harm him? Was it to help Maharashtra? Was it to harm Maharashtra? We will talk about that separately. Okay, na? So let's keep that for a different debate. Now, our point is, the thing is, somewhere down the line, putting Eknath Shinde as the chief ministership has risen a lot of questions. How serious is Bharatiya Janata Party about this new government? Please understand. Why would they want a person with 50 odd MLAs to be the chief minister when they have 106 MLAs of their own in the same assembly house? Okay? Why would they want Eknath Shinde? Number one. How serious are they to run this government with somebody else being the leader of this government? That is number two. See, in Bihar, it was very clear. Much before the election, the Prime Minister himself, Mr. Narendra Modi, had made a statement, Kuch bhi ho, Nitish Kumar will be the CM. Kuch bhi ho. Even if Bharatiya Janata Party win more seats, it is going to be Nitish Kumar who is going to be the CM. He had made that statement. It was a strategic decision. Okay, here what? Here, so even their own people, till yesterday night, let me assure you, day before yesterday night, I'm sorry, till day before yesterday night, till yesterday morning, their own people thought that it is Devendra Fadnavis who is going to be the CM. And the fact is, till the press conference was over, where Devendra Fadnavis himself announced at 4 o'clock in the evening that, I am going to be out, Baba, I am not going to be part of the government and all that, but I will give all the cooperation to the government. I will be out of the government, and Mr. Shinde will be the chief minister of the government. That itself, chief minister in this government, that itself raised a question mark. But one thought it was a fantastic strategy because they didn't want any any sympathy wave, anti-sympathy wave, the sympathy wave that was going towards Uddhav Thackeray, the anti wave to hit them. So that was a strategic decision, especially keeping the BMC elections in mind. Chalo, wahan tak theek hai. Now this is absolutely different. This strategy, and like I said, we will try and talk about it in my editorial. Now answering your question, Aarti. Aarti, why was Eknath Shinde made the CM? Eknath Shinde was made the CM because somewhere down the line, BJP didn't want to take any credit or any responsibility of pulling down this government. They didn't want to take it. Okay? So it was Eknath Shinde who pulled down the government. Also understand, we all know that Eknath Shinde is not going to be a powerful chief minister like what Devendra Fadnavis was from 2014 to 2019. Eknath Shinde is not going to be a powerful chief minister because BJP will have tremendous clout in his government. Number two. Number three is Eknath Shinde will be always dependent on BJP because 50-member chief minister will always be dependent on 106-member party because unke dam pe to chief minister banenge. So that's going to be a big issue. So what are you talking about? A weak minister. Okay, this is Eknath Shinde's problem. He is going to be a very weak minister, weak chief minister. He would have been a much more powerful deputy chief minister than he is now as a chief minister. Okay, na? So let's keep that aside. Now let's come to point number 2. Point number 2 is, now let us look at it from Shiv Sena perspective. Shiv Sena has got 3 choices. Choice number 1. Choice number 1. Okay, choice number 1 is to stay with Maha Vikas Aghadi, to stay status quo, and try and fight for the BMC election separately. That's one. 2 is they do nothing. They just wait and watch and see what happens. That's going to be detrimental. Okay, or maybe focus back from resurrecting Shiv Sena from ground. Okay, that's a tough task. Number 3 is to quit. To say, listen, what did Uddhav Thackeray say? Uddhav Thackeray said, if my person is becoming the chief minister, I am willing to walk out. I am willing to walk out. Is that what he said? Now his person has become the chief minister. It will be, ideally looking at it from a political perspective, it will be very, very good decision strategically if Uddhav Thackeray says, listen, you know what? I am stepping down from the Sena Pramukh, which nobody will allow him to step down as the president of the party. He volunteers to step down as the president of the party, says that let Shinde go and run the government. Let my 19th minister also, MLA also go and join it. And let them run the government. Let us see where it goes. This will do 3 things. A, the idea of destroying Shiv Sena, for which all this strategy has been made, that idea will be shattered if he supports Shinde. Because all of a sudden, Shiv Sena is back on the saddle. All of a sudden, Shiv Sena is empowered. Shinde is empowered. Why Shinde is empowered? Because they've got the entire backing of Shiv Sena with him again. So Shinde is empowered. Okay? Secondly, Uddhav Thackeray saves Shiv Sena because he'll be comfortable in Shiv Sena. Uddhav Thackeray manages to save Shiv Sena without splitting. Then he's got another 2 years to rework on a strategy. He's got another 2 years to go back to people, build Balasaheb Thackeray's Shiv Sena. He's got 2 years to go back and then figure out how he's going to handle his MLAs. He's got 2 years in hand, which he can actually use. That's another point. The third and the most important point is Shiv Sena will not break them. Shiv Sena will be back. Shiv Sena will be the same. And the fact is, somewhere down the line, he buys time. He almost crashes the strategy of BJP to damage Shiv Sena, to finish off Shiv Sena. And the fact is, Eknath Shinde cannot go back out now, saying that he only said that you go out of MBA and we are back with Shiv Sena. You go out of MBA, be back with Shiv Sena, be Shiv Sena. Uddhav Thackeray can walk out of being a president and say, boss, listen, what? I have given my word to MBA partners. I didn't keep my word. I'm walking out. I will be a patriarch. I will be a Margadarshak. He can say that. He's too young for it, but he can say that. I will remain a Margadarshak. The crowd, the people of Maharashtra are not going to allow that. Bal Thackeray's Shiv Sena is now Uddhav Thackeray's Shiv Sena. Thackeray is needed for Shiv Sena. So that will come back. Wait for that to happen. In the meantime, you save your party. This is
Hmm.
what I would see. This is what I think. If you look at all the permutation and combination, and like I told you, moral side mein, this is the best thing that Uddhav Thackeray can currently do, is what I feel.
Hmm. So, I mean, you are trying to say that they should go again with the BJP, the current situation, and he should step down from all the responsibilities that he has. But the party members maybe say that you should not step down as a party chief.
See, Aarti, listen, Shiv Sena has already gone with BJP. Okay, he's got 14 or 15 MLAs. How many? 16 MLAs with him, or 14 MLAs?
Yes, some 14 to
14
16
MLAs with him.
MLAs with him.
14 MLAs with him. ठीक है ना? बाकी everybody has gone with BJP. Chances are
Hmm.
more MLAs also go with BJP.
Hmm.
So rather than getting his party eroded, might as well save the party, put a bun, and save the party at this point in time. It doesn't
Hmm.
end here, no. This is just the beginning. 2 more years.
Hmm. Hmm.
See, the sheer fact that Shinde has been made the chief minister,
Hmm.
and the fact that a former chief minister,
Hmm.
Devendra Fadnavis, has been made the deputy chief minister, this relationship looks very, very muddy. This
Correct.
relationship looks very muddy. So one doesn't know
Hmm.
what to do. So I guess it is
Hmm.
time that Uddhav Thackeray also plays his cards well.
Well, as we speak, Uddhav Thackeray is also addressing a press conference in Matoshree. And while we talk about this, there is one important update from that press conference. And I think everybody was wondering about this one particular point since yesterday it was announced that Eknath Shinde is going to be the chief minister. Uddhav Thackeray today said that the way this government has been established, they made a so-called Shiv Sainik a chief minister. He says, "This is what I was telling you 2.5 years
Correct.
ago. If 2.5 years ago you had accepted it and you had done it with say respect, then there wouldn't be any Mahavikas Agadi, then there wouldn't be this mess. Why did you make me forced me to become the chief minister? Because then this entire situation of Mahavikas Agadi, Shiv Sena, Congress and NCP coming together, it wouldn't have happened. If you had agreed to make Shiv Sena chief minister for 2.5 years, then the situation wouldn't have happened. I mean, that's a very fair question, don't you think?
Oh yes, it is a very fair question. See, what happened yesterday, what happened what is going to happen in the future, these are political decisions. Okay, these are not planned decisions. One can. I was shocked.
Hmm.
I was shocked because it is very out of character for BJP that
Hmm.
even Devendra Fadnavis didn't know that he is going to be the deputy chief minister till 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock yesterday night. Even he
Hmm.
didn't know. The chair, if you notice, there were only 3 chairs kept
Hmm.
in the podium. There was no chair
Yes.
for Mr. Devendra Fadnavis. So the
Hmm.
point is, it is a very out of character
Hmm.
for Bharatiya Janata Party, who normally plans everything much, much,
Hmm.
much, much in advance. Very out of character. And yeah, of course, these are political decisions. Bharatiya Janata Party has two objectives. I told you this yesterday. Aarti, I'm repeating myself. Bharatiya Janata Party has two objectives. One is to ensure that Shiv Sena is no longer becomes a threat to them. Shiv Sena no longer becomes relevant to
Hmm.
them, and Shiv Sena is eradicated. That is definitely something that Bharatiya Janata Party is very keen on. There's no doubt about it.
Hmm.
Two is the fact that the sympathy that Uddhav Thackeray gets, that should not anger people against Bharatiya Janata Party. This is also something that Bharatiya Janata Party is very mindful of. So yeah,
Correct.
that's what they did, and that is why they made Shinde the. This is the same thing they could have done before.
Hmm. Now, there is one very funny incident. I mean, this is an anomaly, or what we can say about this. Normally, whenever Shiv Sena leaders get any plum posting in the government, they first go and visit Matoshree. In this case, now everybody is wondering whether Eknath Shinde will go to Matoshree or not.
I think Matoshree should go to him. I think Matoshree should go to him, accept him, and tell him to be the chief minister. He wanted to be the chief minister. Make him the chief
Hmm.
minister. Say, "ठीक है, you are Shiv Sainik, you are the chief minister. This is like Uddhav Thackeray said. This is what I wanted. This is what I got.
Hmm.
You continue to be the chief minister. I will walk out. I have my loyalty. I will walk out. But then party is bigger than individual commitments.
Hmm.
So what he says is he saves his party. This is what I've been saying. This is the best political. I'm again saying political. Moral and all, I'm not talking about it because most of this was not moral. So
Hmm.
political option is this. It's a good political option. He has the cake and he can eat it too.
Hmm. Sunil Kamath has a question. He is asking to keep Shiv Sena alive, should Uddhav Thackeray bury his differences and join the BJP-led government?
See, nobody buries any differences. First of all, nobody buries any differences. Okay, you go and act according to circumstances. That is what politics is. Politics is not about forgiving, forgetting. Politics is, there is nothing permanent in politics. Okay, so technically, this particular situation, this is possibly the best option under this particular situation. That is what we are recommending. That is what we are saying, and that is what I I think Uddhav Thackeray should or could do. Okay, it is not about tomorrow what? Why should you forget? Tomorrow keep all of this in mind. 2024 is another day, another election. तभी देखें
Correct.
क्या करना है.
Hmm. Venu
See,
Sharma
because
has a
now he's got
question.
a see, Uddhav Thackeray also understand. He's got a fantastic rapport with Sonia Gandhi. He's got a phenomenal rapport with Sharad Pawar.
Sharad Pawar.
Why should he break that rapport? It will remain.
Hmm.
Has Sharad Pawar broken any rapport? Sharad Pawar's rapport with
Correct.
Mr. Narendra Modi is quite famous. Everybody knows about it. He's got a fantastic rapport with everybody. Uddhav Thackeray can follow suit. Now he also has got fantastic rapport with people. Let it be. Nobody is going to blame him because wo kya karte the? He stood by what he did. He resigned as a chief minister. Now, if somebody's party man wants to join somebody else, so be it. His party is bigger than an individual. He says, fine. If my party man feels that way, so be it. Here you are. Take it in a platter and go.
Venu Sharma has yes.
Sorry, please.
Yes. Venu Sharman has a different question. He is asking whether Shiv Sena, if at all it is possible, like 0.1% possibility, should they come up with a different tagline or a different prefix to Shiv Sena?
No. Shiv Sena should come out with nothing. Shiv Sena is Shiv Sena. Shiv Sena should remain one. If Shiv Sena wants to survive and Shiv Sena wants to thrive. See, Aarti and Venu, let me tell you something. Shiv Sena is one party that you can't take away from Maharashtra. Shiv Sena is the bloodline of Maharashtra. Why? Because it is not a political party. Like I defined Shiv Sena. Watch my editorial if you guys get time. Shiv Sena is not a political party. It's a social movement which converted itself into a political party. Okay. At some point, Balasaheb Thackeray, young Balasaheb Thackeray, took a decision. Okay, we are doing a lot of social and cultural movement. Now let us convert it into a political party. So Shiv Sena was a social movement that converted into a political party. Shiv Sena is ingrained in Maharashtra's blood. Okay, because Prabodhankar Thackeray, Balasaheb Thackeray's father, was one of the key responsible factors for having Samyukta Maharashtra, which is the Maharashtra you and I are sitting in. Okay, that is that one Maharashtra. So the point that I'm trying to make is, see, somewhere down the line, Shiv Sena is ingrained in the party and nothing should change. It should remain the way it is. It is only thing is that circumstances is the best guide. Circumstances should teach us what is right, what is wrong. This circumstances says, when Marathi they say, when the wave is bigger than you, you have to bend. You cannot stand because if you stand, the wave will break you. If you bend, the wave will go over you. This is the time to bend. Work according to the circumstances. You've got 2 more years to come back. The point is, you should have an opportunity to come back. The point is, you should have a pathway to come back. That's the pathway I'm talking about.
But yes, even in this particular case, like for example, in today's press conference, he said that you cannot keep Shiv Sena aside and then claim that it is a Shiv Sena chief minister. If that happens, I mean, Shiv Sena cadre have to be by their side. Then only they can claim to be the real Shiv Sena. Either or else they will have to merge with the BJP. Then there will be no Shiv Sena in the government. It will be BJP in the government. In that particular case, how confident, as Rishi also asked, how confident is BJP about the turn course?
See, BJP will never be confident about the turn course. Okay. See, Aarti, let Rishi, I'll tell you something. In politics, situations and the power that you have are directly responsible, directly congruent. I'll tell you what. Why did these people leave? These people left Shiv Sena saying that, Uddhav Thackeray doesn't give us time. Okay. Do you think Modi meets all the MPs of BJP? He goes and meets everybody and gives time to everybody. He also doesn't meet people. But nobody will talk about it. Why? Because Modi is super powerful. Uddhav Thackeray was not super powerful. Uddhav Thackeray was dependent on an NCP. Uddhav Thackeray was dependent on Congress. More importantly, Uddhav Thackeray and his team was battered by the central government, that is Bharatiya Janata Party, with all the central agencies. Okay? So Uddhav's party, that is Shiv Sena, Uddhav Thackeray, was in a weak spot. Okay? When he is in a weak spot, they will tell 10 people, say, you didn't see me, मैंने time पूछा था, दिया नहीं, देखो, time नहीं, मैं निकल गया. People will not talk about this like this to PM Modi. Okay, na? The point that I'm trying to make, Aarti, is it is circumstances. The circumstances is today, somehow Shiv Sena was seen as weak. They couldn't protect that. They have Sanjay Raut being raided, or Anil Parab being raided, or the gentleman who left with them, who's now possibly Pratap Sarnaik. They couldn't help him to be raided. They couldn't protect them. So now these guys are running away to a party where they can be protected. That's the situation. So politics, logic kya kar rahe ho? There's no logic in politics. Politics is circumstances and opportunity. Let's talk circumstances and opportunity. So that's the thing.
Aspirant Voice UPSC, that's the username. He has a question. Like Mrs. Indira Gandhi did back then, she separated her own faction of the Congress, that is Congress I, and she took away a faction of the congressmen with her. Do you think something like that is possible with Shiv Sena? Shiv Sena parties?
No. Do not compare Uddhav Thackeray to Indira Gandhi. Okay? Indira Gandhi by then had created an own brand of herself. Indira Gandhi was not Nehru's daughter. She was Indira Gandhi. She was the Indira Gandhi who fought Pakistan and divided Bangladesh and Pakistan. She was the Indira Gandhi who fought who called for emergency. She was a brand. You like her, you don't like her, but she had created a brand for herself. That is when she moved out and made Indira Congress. Sharad Pawar, he was a brand in himself. He was not relevant just because he was in Congress. Sharad Pawar was a brand in Maharashtra. So he made his own. He made so many parties. Sharad Pawar, Congress S, where he himself left Congress S after some point in time. But so the point is, they were brands. Uddhav Thackeray is still Bala Saheb Thackeray's son. Uddhav Thackeray till date has not been able to create a brand. I am not saying therefore in the future he may not be able to create. What happened to him now and what he does now could be a very, very, very relevant factor for a brand Uddhav Thackeray to be created. But that's at a later stage. As on today, he is not a plan for him to start Uddhav Sena or whatever. Shiv Sena Uddhav, That's not right. He shouldn't do it.
So, well, I think we should move on to the press conference that is being conducted by Uddhav Thackeray. So, we would also listen to what exactly is he going to say, because he first cabinet decision was taken and it was a complete reversal of the first decision that was taken by Mahavikas Aghadi government to shift RA Metro car shed from RA Forest to Kanjurmarg. Now the decision has been reversed and RA Metro car shed is back in RA and the Kanjurmarg option has been eliminated. So what Uddhav Thackeray is going to say, we have to look at it. We have to also understand what his point of view is on that particular matter. So let's go and let's watch Uddhav Thackeray's press conference. You keep watching HW News, and also if you have any questions, do drop in the comment box below. Thank you so much.